Shark Tank has been running with great success for a decade, and over those 10 years numerous people resorted to less than honest means to squeeze the money out of angel investors. Sometimes the sharks saw the warning signs early on and called the scammers out, while other times they got completely cheated out of their money, so stay tuned as we check out 9 Shark Tank deals that were scams. The fact that Mark Cuban doesn't tolerate nonsense is not anything new, and because he calls them as he sees them, he has managed to change the minds of other sharks on more than one occasion, like during this pitch for example. After all, being a self-made man taught him not to waste his time, especially in situations like this one, where time does equal money. Sometimes, what the entrepreneurs see in their pitches and what the sharks see are two completely different things, and that can cause the pitch to go the wrong way. That's exactly what happened to the unfortunate tycoon real estate founder and CEO Aaron McDaniel, who came to the show in order to market his app. He said that the app works like a real estate crowdfunding service, which he believed to help average people in investing. However, he couldn't even finish the pitch as Mark Cuban shot him down early on, saying that the idea is scammy and that he hates it.
Tycoon Real Estate is a crowd investing platform that allows everyday people to invest in real estate for as little as $1,000.
I hate it. I'm out.
I smell jail time.
This did not help McDaniel to convince other sharks as they accused him of being shady. O'Leary, who was initially interested in making a deal, asked the man if he had a criminal record.
Do you have any criminal record whatsoever?
No, I don't.
While Barbara Corcoran said it was spooky. The man fought against their accusations and argued on, which ultimately made things even worse since the sharks apparently didn't like the guy as much as they didn't like the idea.
Just think of the name, Tycoon. Tycoon.
Please.
Tycoon, what does it say to a small investor? It's a ripoff name.
Coming up next, we have Bill Lyons and his Revestor that almost screwed the sharks over. The man came to the show to pitch his idea of a website that functions as a search engine for real estate. It was supposedly able to predict a house's value in the future, which could eventually help people invest in real estate. Claiming that Revestor is doing for real estate what internet has done for car buying and stock trade, the man asked for $250,000 for 10% equity. However, Lyons' pitch got sloppy along the way as, at one point, he said that his targets were first-time home buyers, but then he said that his targets were both first-time buyers and house flippers.
It's for both because people are scared to buy. They want more information.
Bill, you're only going to have that person.
Bill, you're talking out both sides of your mouth. It's incredible.
Bill, let me see.
The sharks were skeptical and suspicious throughout the pitch, but when the man said that the customers would have to pay $99.99 on a monthly basis to even use the website, Mark Cuban said that he was out and that he hated the business.
I'm going to pay you $99 a month for access to that. Right. I hate that business. I'm out.
The rest of the sharks agreed, saying the man is actually a con artist with no business concept whatsoever. Coming up with this pick, we have Nikki Pope from Season 2. In the second episode of the season, Nikki came to the show to pitch her and her husband's idea of a company that would essentially work like Netflix for toys. The company was called Toygaroo and functioned like an online toy rental service that allowed parents to rent toys for their kids on a monthly basis. Mark Cuban and Kevin O'Leary approved and supported the concept by investing $200,000. However, this investment did not turn out to be as fruitful as they hoped it would be, since only 1 year after the deal was struck, the company filed for bankruptcy and ultimately closed after a series of arguments between the owners, which left the sharks majorly screwed over. So much so that both O'Leary and Cuban commented that it must have been their biggest mistake ever. Back in 2011, Mike Abaticchio and Sean Lees decided to showcase their country clothing line called Hillbilly Brand in Shark Tank. The guys quickly laid out their asking price of $50,000 in exchange for 25% stake in their company. The sharks were thrilled, and soon enough the hopeful entrepreneurs landed a deal with Daymond John, Robert Herjavec, and guest shark Jeff Foxworthy.
$75,000, we get the name, you get a 7% royalty.
All right, let's go. Deal. All right.
Still, after the show was aired, the negotiations lasted for several months and seemingly led to nowhere, as they simply couldn't come to terms. The guys behind the Hillbilly Brand decided that the exposure and the advertisement they got from the show was enough, so they walked away from the deal. Almost 9 years ago, Gayla Bentley came to the Shark Tank to pitch her idea of a fashion line. Her selling point was that the fashion line would be only for women over size 12, which got some of the sharks interested. In exchange for 50% stake in Gayla Bentley Fashion, Barbara Corcoran and Daymond John invested $250,000. Even though they hammered out the details off-set after the episode was recorded, the celebrity investors never heard back from Gayla. Also, strangely enough, her company was closed merely a month or two later. Feeling screwed over, both Corcoran and John recall upon this as their worst investment ever. In season 7 of the show, Adam Teshauer came before the Sharks and introduced himself as the founder and camper at Camp No Counselors, an all-inclusive sleepaway camp where grown-ups can let go, be children again, and enjoy dodgeball, slip and slide, zipline, a pool, and all kinds of races, including the three-legged ones. Adam revealed that his first actual job was in finance and that he usually worked long hours. One time he realized that he needed a place to get away from it all for a short time, so he decided to invite his friends to a sleepaway camp that he had rented out for the weekend. Much to his surprise, the group of friends that he had invited also invited their own friends, and eventually 90 people railed up in the camp, so he wanted to do it again and made his own camp. As his brand new business idea was born, Adam decided to quit his high-paying job in finance to start his dream job, claiming that he could see his decision starting to pay off. However, when he revealed that he was seeking a $300,000 investment in exchange for 7.5% equity stake in his business, Damon didn't hide the fact that the valuation didn't sit well with him. Obviously aware of this, Adam tried to play on the nostalgia card, asking Sharks to remember the anticipation and excitement they felt when they were 10 years old, about to get on the bus to camp, all the while listing the activities the adults could engage in at his camp. After a lengthy back and forth discussion about the camp and the numbers, the majority of Sharks did like the idea and its realization, but none of them were actually interested in investing, as it looked like Adam didn't need them at all. Moreover, the entire deal began to seem off to Sharks as Adam started skirting the questions, which prompted Cuban to publicly shame him, calling the deal shady and Adam a party promoter who's using Shark Tank as an amazing PR vehicle. Hrgovic agreed with Cuban as the business didn't seem investable, while Damon said Adam is just looking to dig some gold and promote his camps on TV.
Are you trying to basically gold dig? Because you're basically saying right now, you don't really need anything from us.
In the end, all Sharks won out, and Adam walked out of the Shark Tank empty-handed. The way that all the Sharks went out, with Kevin O'Leary tossing his morning head across the studio, felt so awkward and harsh that they obviously considered the camp a scam. At one point, a man came in front of the panel with the solution to a problem of all the people that are too lazy to actually get in the shower and wash their hair. His product was called Morning Head, a reusable, washable cap with super absorbent material on the inside. So basically, just a plain shower cap with a towel that you use when you wake up with bedhead or just don't have the time or strength to groom yourself or take a shower. Admittedly, everybody's had their fair share of bad hair days, and the product initially really looked like a hassle-free solution, as you only pour water into it, let it absorb, and rub it around on your head.
Max, what do you think the chances are I'm going to invest in that?
Kevin, you guys are the lucky ones. No hair, no problem.
Damon called it a diaper you put on your head, while O'Leary called it a shower cap that sucks. The Sharks eventually all rolled with laughter, and Barbara Corcoran said that she already found a solution for her bedhead, a damp face cloth. Megan Cummins decided to swim with the Sharks by pitching her luxury soap company called You Smell. She had come up with the idea for You Smell soap in a college class and was looking for a shark to help her bring it to life. Her pitch was successful as she got offers from 3 sharks, but ultimately decided to take one from Robert Hrgovic. The deal was $55,000 for 20% of the company, but what happened on television differs from what actually happened when cameras stopped rolling. Soon enough, her business relationship with Hrgovic went south. Cummins claimed that she attempted to get in contact with Hrgovic for 6 months, but never heard back from him. On the other hand, Hrgovic stated that he had sent a slightly altered contract to Cummins and that she didn't accept it. Reflecting on the entire situation, Cummins said in an interview that she should have gone with Mark Cuban instead, but went with Hrgovic as she always felt like he was the nice one, since that's how they portray him on the show. How naive of me, she added. Back in season 3, a man named Ryan Naylor came to the Sharks with the pitch about special kind of watches. Asking for $35,000 for 20% of his business, Naylor explained that these Esso watches are infused with negative ions that work against positive ions that our electronic devices are full of. The man believed that by wearing one of his Esso watches, the wearer's energy field could be restored and their body would be brought back into balance. Lori Greiner decided to test his theory, and after performing a test, her balance seemingly improved. Mark Cuban, however, was not impressed, saying that he's allergic to scams.
It's been disproven. What you saw was the placebo effect. There's athletes that wear it. It's a joke. It's a scam. It's not real. I'm out.
On the other hand, Kevin O'Leary was intrigued by the fact that the man supposedly sold over $110,000 worth of ESSO watches. When other sharks ganged up against the entrepreneur, calling him a joke as he came without any real tests or data, O'Leary said that he would consider investing only if Naylor admitted the scam.
How about this? If you admit it's a scam, maybe I'll invest. Is it a scam?
I don't believe it is.
The man didn't and left the show empty-handed.